Hello, my Moodie Beauties. My name is Moodie Maggie, and today we will be doing a champagne look in honor of the new year. During this video, I'll also be giving an insight to my life and facts about me since I just started this channel, so let's go. The first step that I like to use is skincare. You should always do skincare before you put your makeup on. And then the second step that I like to use, I like to prime my face with my Ulta Beauty Blur Stick. It really just helps mattify my face, make everything look put together. And so while I'm putting this on, I'm going to give you some fast facts about me. My name is Maggie. My favorite color is pink. My favorite animal is a pig. I'm 18 years old. My favorite food is Japanese hibachi and noodles. My favorite ice cream flavor is the Superman flavor. My favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast, both the cartoon and the live action. And my favorite book, as of right now, is Silent Patient. I love to read horror books. That's really my favorite genre. I won't really read any other types of books. Stephen King is my favorite author. I always like to start off by doing my brows first, and I was showing you my Aesthetica Contour Brow Kit by Sorsil. And so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Anastasia Brow Gel, and I'm just going to brush it upwards towards the front of my brow, and then towards the middle and back ends, I'm going to be brushing it up and over to give it sort of a fluffier look for this look, and looks similar to these. I like to fluff the brows, and then if I was doing like a cleaner look, then I would do something different, but that's just the way that I prefer to do it for this look. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our spoolie and put it into the wax, and then just kind of do the same thing that we were doing with the brow gel, just to give it a little bit of an extra hold so your brows will stay that way for just a little bit longer. It's the way that I prefer to do it. My next step is I like to go in with my Anastasia brow pencil, and I like to just fill in where my gaps are. It doesn't matter if you make a few mistakes, you can always clean it back up with concealer afterwards. But if you have thinner eyebrows, I recommend filling in all of your gaps just so you can have that fuller, more natural eyebrow look. And then the final step to the brows is obviously the concealer. I've got my concealer brush there, and then I've got my concealer from the Aesthetica Brow Kit. And when you're using this kind of concealer, you're going to want to have a concealer that's more of your skin tone, so it's not as light right underneath your brows, because it's really, really visible, and people can tell just whenever you go out. So I like to use the one from the kit because it's more my shade than my actual concealer, to give it a more natural look and to not, give it away. And next I'm going to use a sponge, and I'm just going to blend it out just to make sure that there's not a gigantic line underneath my eyebrows. And I never put concealer on the top, just to make it look fluffier and fuller, make it look like there's actually hair there, because there is. Hair doesn't all just go in one straight line unless you're shaving it constantly. So that's all for the brows, I'm pretty sure. That's what it should look like. The next step in our whole makeup process are the eyes and the eyeshadow and all that stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime with my Tarte concealer. I feel like it gives me more pigment in my eyeshadow, which is really what we want. And then I'm going to go in with my concealer sponge, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyes just to make sure it's blended out correctly and gives it, a base. Eyeshadow that I'm going to be using for this look is the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's very pretty. I like all the colors in it. But first, we're going to use the Aesthetica palette again, and it has a skin-colored sort of eyeshadow, and I'm going to use that to also prime my eyes, just so the sticky consistency of the concealer doesn't affect the color of the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush into the shade Perfectionist. And I'm just going to put that on my outer corner and into my crease, just to give my eyes a little bit of shape. Sorry, there was a hair there. That's kind of gross. But yeah, I'm just gonna blend that out all into my corner and my crease, just to give that a little bit of brownish color, kind of like we're going to be doing a cut crease, so the darker shades need to be on the outside. Next step for this eyeshadow is going into the shade G Money and then putting it on a pat brush and then just putting it on the outer corner to give it a little bit more of a darker defined color.
Music licensing reimagined.
Next up, you're going to take a fluffy brush and then dip it into the shade Temptress, which is a black color, and then you're not going to take a lot, you're actually going to blow the excess off the brush and then put it in that same place where you put the Perfectionist shade to give it more of like a dark brown color, just to contrast the light color that's going to be on the inner corner. And it's going to take a lot of time to blend, but you're just going to have to trust the process because the outlook just turns out amazing. I know a lot of people are scared of black colored eyeshadow, but it can be amazing. Next, I'm going to go back in with G Money and then just blend out some of the black just to sort of combat that color. What was everybody's New Year's resolutions? One of mine was to start this YouTube channel, and I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm really optimistic about it, and I've got a great team behind me, so I'm super excited. Next, we're going to take a small flat brush, and we're just going to line the lash line of the outer corner of the eye. I tend to notice that this makes your eyes pop and just gives a better look to it. And now is the part where we start the cut crease. I was looking behind me because I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. You ever do that? Sometimes I feel like I'm like paranoid or like I see things, but I've never actually been tested, but I think I'm okay. I haven't gone clinically insane yet, so that's good. So what you're gonna do with this concealer is you're just gonna basically line your lids. I tend to go a little bit bigger than my lid space just because whenever I open up my eyes completely, there's not a lot there. So I just like to give myself a little bit of extra room, but whichever way you want to do it is totally fine. And it's also dependent on your eye shape. While I watch myself do this, I'm going to talk about some of my passions. Of course, makeup is one. I play several instruments. I play the stand-up bass, electric bass, guitar, piano. I love to read, as I've already told you, and those are just some of my daily passions, and that's what your eyelid should look like after you put concealer. And then you're going to take a special brush, and you're going to go in to your Jekyll and Hill palette again, and you're going to go to the shade Rider Diamonds. It's a very nice pinky champagne-ish color, and you're just gonna dip your brow in that and then put it on your eyelid until your eyelid is super sparkly. As you know, we love glitter, we love all the sparkly things, and that's what your eyelid should look like afterwards. And then we're gonna go in with the I can't remember what this palette's called, but I got it for Christmas. I'm super excited about it. I've always wanted a pressed glitter palette. It's been on my Christmas and birthday wish list for like forever, and then finally got some this year, so I use it for everything. I'm gonna go in with that gold on I don't know what kind of brush that is, but it's like one of those things that works really well with pressed glitter. And then I'm just going to go in and put the gold all over the top of my lid just to give it a little bit of an extra shine. Pressed glitter palettes are really good for that kind of thing. You'll see just how it looks in the light, and that's how it's supposed to look after you've done it on both your lashes, or your lids. Sorry, And then I'm going to do some eyeliner. Not a whole lot, just enough to, give it a little bit of a stable look. You can't really tell how I do my eyeliner here, but I've got sort of hooded lids. And so what I'm going to be doing is I usually take the eyeliner sort of straight out instead of up or down. And I found that gives me the most effective eyeliner whenever I open my eyes or whenever I have them squinted or just however I have them at that time. And I'm kind of blocking myself because I'm looking in the mirror, so I'm sorry that you can't tell, but I'm going to be doing an eyeliner tutorial later on. But yeah, just do it however you do your regular eyeliner. And now we're going to talk about how I do my lashes. How I do my lashes is really not for everybody, and I didn't just start doing this until like a month ago, but basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut my lashes into 4 strips, and I'm going to take my glue and put it to the top, on top of my eyelashes instead of on the lash band or like underneath of the lash band. And then I'm just going to take the glue and I'm going to put it on my eyelashes, on the under part of my eyelashes. I'm not going to put it in my waterline underneath my eye because that hurts. And I know that because I've done it on accident before, and you can really hurt yourself, so just please be careful. And then I'm going to wait. And then I've got my tweezer things, and then I'm just going to lift up my eye and then put them underneath of my lashes so they'll get stuck to my lashes. And you can see I'm kind of pulling and pushing just to make sure that it gets on the right way and it doesn't get stuck to any of my bottom lashes. And I found that this is the most natural way for me to put on lashes. It just makes everything look so much better for me, but you can do them however you would like. This is just how I'm doing them in the tutorial because this is how I do them. And there's the finished product. And the final step for the eyes is to take my mascara and just do my bottom lashes. You can do the top if you need to, but it really doesn't make any difference for me. Might for some people, especially if you put makeup on top of your lashes, you want to make sure that they look like they blend. And next I'm going to go in with my foundation. A little goes a long way for this foundation, and so that's why I'm kind of applying it all over my face, just to get that full coverage. It really is full coverage. It works quite well. And I just recently bought it, and I love products that are like, use a little and you get a lot out of it, because I hate having to buy and buy and buy stuff all the time because you have to use so much product. And I feel like some companies do that because, scams and whatnot, but this company is really good with their foundation, and they've got a lot of shades for a lot of different kinds of people. Some people with more yellow tone skin, some people with more reddish tone. It's really for everybody, and I will stand by this foundation until, I die, basically. And so that's what the finished product should look like on foundation. And then for my concealer, I'm going to go in with the same concealer that I did before, the Tarte, and I'm just going to put a little bit under my eyes. And that's really all that I need. Usually if I have any redness from acne or anything like that, I'll put it on there just to kind of blur everything out. But today we're having a good skin day. Probably because I've been doing my skin routine. But I've been doing quite well with it. And you're just going to keep blending out the concealer. I don't know why I kept my mouth open on this. That's kind of gross. Sorry. And then I'm going to go in with my NYX Wonder Stick for my contour. The same with this as it was with the foundation. A little bit goes a long way, especially since I'm so pale. It just gives my face a little bit of a natural tan, I guess. And then I'm going to contour my nose with a small brush, just so that way I don't put too much contour onto my nose, because I found that whenever I put too much contour onto my nose, there's these little bumps on the side of my nose. Backstory. So I broke my nose when I was like 11, and so whenever I went to the doctor about it, they told me I needed to get a cast, but I didn't go back in time. And then, so now my nose has permanent bumps, like forever, on the two sides. Kind of like if I was wearing glasses, it's almost like those little bumps that are on the glasses are like attached to my nose. And so, I found that when I try to do contour, if I put those on the little bumps, it really accentuates them. So I try not to put too much contour onto my nose, because it makes me really insecure, and I don't know what to do about it. I've tried to watch a lot of videos, but there's none really for people that haven't corrected their broken nose. And so that's what the contour should look like blended out. I like to use the tip of my sponge to blend out the nose, because like I said, I don't like to use a lot on my nose. And there's my contour. And I forgot to record me doing my powder contour. So sorry about that, but we'll get it in the next video. And there's my Anastasia setting powder. I like to put this underneath my eyes because, as you can probably see, I have eye bags, permanent eye bags. No matter how much sleep I get, I just have eye bags. I don't know why. Maybe a health issue. I don't know. So I like to put that underneath my eyes just to set it, to make it look more blurred. And then I also like to put it on my nose contour just so my nose bumps don't stick out. And while I'm waiting for the baking powder to set, while I'm waiting for the powder to set, I'm going to be putting a little bit of extra glam on, because, you know, it is New Year's. We're talking about, you know, champagne, sparkly, bubble, all that stuff. And I feel like these diamonds really set it in for, like, the bubble effect. So I'm going to be putting, like, a bubblish effect onto the side. You don't have to do this step, but I thought it would just give it a little bit to, you know, pop. And I'm using tweezers to put on diamonds. I'm just putting lash glue on the back of them and then gluing them to my face. I'm using the big ones first, and then I work down all my way to the small ones. As you can see, the tweezers and all that stuff really aren't wanting to work for me there. And the diamonds don't really have to be symmetrical because it's like a bubbly shape. Bubbles don't really have like a defined shape that they use and whatnot, so I just kind of am putting them wherever, because, you know. And once again, the diamonds and the tweezers are not wanting to work with me because they hate me. And that's what it looks like all finished. And so now we're just going to take that setting powder off because we're done with it. And as you can see, it's really blurred my under eye issue that we got going on there. Next, we're going to go in with some blush, and I probably should have done this before I put on the rhinestones, but, you know, you live and you learn, I guess. Oh, another hair, which is also kind of gross. I live with a dog who is the hairiest dog known to man. So just excuse all the hair that's on all of my belongings. I live, breathe, sleep, eat hair. Like, there's no getting away from it. And there's my highlighter. I'm putting it on, you know, my cheeks, my nose, above my eyebrows, all that stuff, the regular highlighter positions. And then I'm going to go in with my gloss, lip gloss. I don't know what shade that is. I tried to look at it. That's why I'm looking at it for so long, because I was looking at it. And then I'm just going to put it on my lips. I'm not really a lipstick kind of girl. I think it's because I'm insecure about my lips being too small or whatever. But, you know, maybe someday I'll get around to it. And that's the finished look with my hair pulled back. And then I'm going to take the headband off and my hair is a mess. Yuck. But the look should look really good if your hair is not gross and a mess. And so that's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there's more to be coming once a week, every Friday. Thank you all so much. I love you. Bye.